You have told me over the last several months that you would like more Hidden Gems videos. Your wish is my command. Hey, there you are, and welcome to My Dude Watch. My name is Jason, and I read every single one of your comments, and that's why today you're getting a list of some incredible microbrand hidden gems, and trust me, you do not want to miss this. This is going to be fun. You know the deal. Grab a snack, pull up a chair, and let's talk watches. All right, it's time. Let's get into this list of some microbrand hidden gems. All right, here we go. We are busting right out of the gate with a strong submission. This is Parea Sector. Now, this one immediately caught my eye because it's the kind of design that makes you stop scrolling and really take a deep dive. The Sector has a really distinctive dial layout and a strong integrated sports watch feel. And that matters because there are a lot of watches in this category right now. It's easy to make something just look familiar. It's a lot harder to make something that feels like it's our own watch. Now, keep in mind, this watch is $750. It's worth every penny. And I made an exception to add this one to the video. We normally try to stay in that $300 to $400 range, but this is a pretty solid piece. Parea is a name that a lot of watch buyers haven't heard of yet, but the Sector absolutely deserves some attention. All right, hidden gem number 2 is by Origin, and this is the watch that put them on the radar. This is the Railway Edition, double sunk with a red 12. This one takes its inspiration from the great American railroad pocket watches of the late 1800s and early 1900s. Think Elgin, Waltham, and Hamilton, but turns that look into a modern wristwatch. You've got a 41 millimeter case diameter and a beautiful double sunk porcelain style dial with a classic red 12, blued hands, sapphire front and back, and a hand wound mechanical movement. And I really like that Origin gives you 2 movement choices. You get the option of a Seagull TY 3620 or a Swiss ETA 6498. Now, this one starts around $389 for a watch. With this much old school character, history, and mechanical charm, I think that is an incredibly interesting watch. This is the kind of watch that proves a hidden gem doesn't have to look modern to feel fresh. Up next is a gorgeous piece by a brand called Quantum, and the watch we're looking at today is the QMG 1251B Horizon. And by the way, we will be doing a full review of this one coming up soon. Now, Quantum may be a little more familiar to some of you depending on where you live, but here in the US, this is still a brand that flies way under the radar. And the Horizon is a really good example of why I think more people should know the name. You've got the integrated sports watch look that has become incredibly popular, but Quantum gives it enough of its own personality that it doesn't feel like a straight copy of something else. The case and bracelet flow together really nicely. The dial has a clean modern layout, and overall it has a much more premium look than I think most people would expect from a watch in this price range. This is one of those watches that I think proves a hidden gem doesn't necessarily have to come from a smaller brand that nobody has heard of. Sometimes it's simply a watch that deserves more attention than it gets. And for me, the Quantum Horizon absolutely falls in that category. And we are rolling right along. Guys, just take a look at this dial. This is a Sidus Austris Outrider. This is a very young Australian microbrand, and the watch that caught my attention is their Outrider. What I like about this one, it doesn't feel like another safe, predictable release. The Outrider has a rugged, adventurous personality to it, and there's still enough refinement in this design that it doesn't come across like just another generic field watch. And that's really what I'm looking for in this video. I really didn't want to find just inexpensive watches from brands you've never heard of. I want watches that make you stop for a second and say, hang on, who makes that? Sidus Austris is still very early in its story, but that almost makes it more interesting. You're seeing a brand right at the beginning before everybody else starts talking about it. And if the Outrider is any indication of where they're headed, this is definitely one I'd keep an eye on. Hey, and guess what time it is? That's right, it's giveaway time. Okay, everyone, just a quick one here. I'm giving away an Addy's Dive AD 2552. To enter, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, and drop a comment below. That's it. We'll pick a winner soon, and good luck to everyone. What do you guys know about Cestrian? And this may be one of the names on today's list that a few more of you are already aware of, but I still think they qualify as a hidden gem, especially when you look at what they're offering for the money. The Master Series version 3 is a clean, versatile automatic that doesn't rely on any gimmicks. It's just a well-proportioned, good-looking watch with solid specs and a price that makes you do a double take. And that is really where Cestrian shines. They've done a really good job at building watches that feel a little more refined than the price would suggest, without trying to pretend they're something they're not. This is the kind of watch I could see somebody buying as an everyday piece, wearing it to work, wearing it to dinner. Cestrian may be a little less hidden than some of the other names on the list, but at this price and with this level of execution, I still think they deserve a spot. And next up is a brand called Monbrey, and this is one of those brands on the list that really caught my attention because of the materials they're using. The watch is the MB3 Tranova, and depending on the version you get, some seriously interesting dial materials. Natural stone, burl wood, onyx, tiger eye, things you just don't see every day, and I love that. Because when a smaller brand is trying to get noticed, playing it safe is probably the fastest way to disappear. Monbrey is doing the opposite. The MB3 has a strong modern shape, some really beautiful dial options, and enough visual personality that it feels special before you even start talking about the specs. This is exactly the kind of watch that makes these hidden gem videos fun. You'll find something you didn't know existed, and suddenly you're wondering why more people aren't talking about it. That is Monbrey. And we are running down this gauntlet. Let's make a stop at Eylandt. And the watch we're looking at is the Valiant. Now, this is another one of those brands where I think the appeal is pretty simple. You're getting a watch with real character without spending crazy money. The Valiant has a very clean, purposeful design, but there's enough little details in the dial and case to keep it from feeling generic. And for me, that's important. At this price point, there's plenty of watches that look fine, but fine isn't what gets you into the Hidden Gems video. I'm looking for something that gives you a reason to remember the name, and I think Eylandt does that. It's affordable, it's distinctive enough to stand on its own, and it's from a brand that most watch buyers are probably still completely unfamiliar with. And that sounds to me like a hidden gem. Let's keep rolling. This is Flagman, and this one brings a completely different flavor to the list. The watch is the Bohemian Black. And right away, you can tell this isn't trying to be another traditional sports watch. There's a little more personality here, a little more style, and I think that helps it stand out in a market where so many watches start to blur together. The Bohemian has a strong case design and interesting dial, and just enough of that vintage influence without feeling like it's stuck in the past. And at around the $500 mark, it lands right in that sweet spot where you can still call it attainable, but you're getting something that feels far more interesting than another mass market option. Flagman is a perfect example of why I like digging through these smaller brands, and you never know what you're going to find, and sometimes you find something special like this. Next up and coming in hot is Star Timepiece, and this may be one of the most visually unusual watches in the entire video. The model is a Senthora phase bloom, and guys, just look at that dial. This is one of those watches where the design does most of the talking for you. It doesn't look traditional, it doesn't look conservative, and it definitely doesn't look like something you'll see on 10 other wrists at the next watch meetup. This has a real artistic quality to it, and I know a watch like this isn't going to be for everybody, but that's part of what makes it interesting. Hidden gems shouldn't be all safe choices. Sometimes the whole point is finding something a little strange, a little unexpected, and completely different from what the big brands are offering. Well, there you go, a list of 10 incredible micro-brand hidden gems. You told me you wanted videos like this. I've got you covered. Hey, you made it to the end of another video. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed what you saw today, please take the time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It'll only take you a second, but it really does help. All right, guys, we checked the time, and it is time to wrap it up, so we will close the show. My name is Jason with My Dude Watch. We'll do it all again next time, but wait, don't forget, dudes can't be late.